My name is Megan Bolter with the ITF-USA Women's Committee. I have with me today Hema Rathod from Tanzania, East Africa. She's got a all women's school out there. So welcome. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for inviting me and allowing me to be a part of this.
Absolutely. It's my honor, honestly. So tell me about yourself. When did you start? What got you into training to begin with?
So I started my Taekwondo journey at a very young age, at an age of 14 years. And truth be told, I just started it out of curiosity. I was like, this is going to be another extracurricular activity or a hobby. And I was like, let's just sign up out of curiosity. Martial arts, Taekwondo, what is this about? So I signed up with that attitude and I went on training with that attitude for 2 years until I had to take some sort of like a break because I had to focus on my school. But then I recall in 2017, so this was 5 years of my break. In 2017, my old teammate, who is currently now my instructor, reached out to me and we were having a conversation back and forth, back and forth. And then Taekwondo came up and he was encouraging me. He's like, you should come back for training. You should give it a shot again. And I was like, okay, I'll try. Why not? It kind of piqued my interest a little. So I went back and I was like, this time it's different. And I do believe that that difference came in because when I went in first time, I was just very young. I didn't understand what I was doing. But then this time when I went back, I was in my 20s. So I had that some sort of, okay, I see what I'm doing. I understand why I'm doing this. And that understanding kind of pushed me to, show up earlier, train harder, get even more encouraged. I started getting so curious about the philosophy and the art itself. It started feeling so much less like just some hobby or an extracurricular activity. And it became a part of who I am. And I haven't stopped training since then.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. I love that. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's easy to do that when you start young to just do it because just it's just a fun thing you're jumping into, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but it can be so much more than that. Absolutely. I'd love to hear too about the how you started this, or you're not the only leader of your school. There's
For
right.
now, we were so how I started the school was I think it's about passion. It's when I realized what my true passion was. So it was while I was training Taekwondo, I used to do the 9 to 5 desk job as well. And I would wake up, go sit in the office, 9 to 5, clock in, and then after that I would go for training. After working hours training. And that was like kind of like a daily schedule until one day, one fine day, I woke up and I was like, what truly excites me is not sitting in an office, but it's showing up, training, and helping others learn. That's when I realized this was a true passion. And I was like, okay, we need to stick with this. We like helping others. So me and my colleague, Usabumumi, who was back then, she was training with me. We decided to open up an all women's taekwondo club and we called it Yoja Taekwondo Training Club. Yoja is actually a Korean word that translates to woman. So it was for women. We were creating a safe space for women to come and learn to defend themselves and, share their sisterhood and bond because Taekwondo has done so much for us and we wanted to give back to the community. That is why we opened up together. Unfortunately, she's currently not practicing, but she's there. So I'm the only one. But we have a lot of women that are there, my students who support me. They push me. People go like behind every great man is a woman. I would believe that behind me is all my students pushing me forth and telling me, keep going. We're watching you and we're here for you.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I love it. I love it. And Yoja, that's nice. I like that. I didn't know what that meant before. So yeah, that's perfect, right? It makes
Yeah.
sense. What would you say is an important factor in being a woman leader specifically in Taekwondo?
So I would say there are two important factors that worked for me. One being resilience, and the other being the mindset of, I'm going to make this happen no matter what. Resilience has to be there for every woman leader in Taekwondo. When you're a leader as a woman, often you get a lot of challenges. And one specifically, the famous challenge being underestimated. Can she really be a leader? You know, can a woman really lead? Is the most famous question that I've heard a million times. You need, as a woman leader, to build that attitude, that resilient attitude, that no matter what anyone is going to say, I'm going to lead. I'm resilient. Whatever you say, it's fine by me. You say what you want to say, but I'm going to do it. And it works hand in hand with the mindset of, I'm going to make this happen. That mindset creates a drive and a sense of accountability that no matter, you know, whatever challenges are thrown your way, you're going to overcome, you're going to find a solution. Okay, somebody says, can you really have your only women club and run it? I'm going to make this happen and I'm going to show it to you. So I do believe these two qualities, these are what helped me learn, grow, and stick with what I believe in.
That's beautiful. Have you had in your community very much like pushback, or do you find that it's generally supportive?
Well, I've had a lot of pushbacks. I'll be honest.
Yeah, yeah,
I think every woman that has had a lot of pushbacks. It's not easy because it is a male-dominated, uh, sport, male-dominated martial art. Where I am right now, currently in Tanzania, there isn't much women that practice.
Mhm.
Even the school that I used to go to was very male-dominated. We started off as just three women, and then it was just me alone in the journey. So, yes, I do believe that there's some men out there that help with the cause, that help push. They're there. They're only a handful. And then there are others that, it's a little difficult.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can understand that. It can be it can be difficult, but I think like you said, once you put your foot down and you show them you're going to do it, whether they're there for you or
Absolutely.
not, then it
Yeah.
doesn't matter, right? Absolutely. That's good. How do you encourage women to begin or to continue training when they're struggling?
By creating a safe space for them so that they feel supported and empowered at the same time. That is actually one of the reasons why we opened up the club, the all women's Taekwondo training club. Women feel safe with other women. It comes out naturally. You would find a female student, she would find it more comfortable to open up about her training struggles, or if there's something going on that is limiting her from training, to a female instructor rather than to a male instructor. It just comes out naturally and it just happens. So by creating this safe space for them, it not only helps them to grow, but they empower one another. They support each other. And for my students, I love putting this mindset in them that it is far more better for you to have the ability to defend yourself and never require to use it than to be put in a situation where you require the skill set or the ability to defend yourself and not have it at all. That message really resonates with them and it helps them to see the importance of sticking with training. So that is how I encourage people to start and to keep going, to not give up.
Absolutely. That's good. I follow you on Instagram and I just love
Oh,
all your posts. I can feel you guys are just this beautiful family, you can feel it in those pictures. So, and your videos.
thank you.
It's beautiful. I love it. This is something you've definitely touched upon, but if is there do you find it valuable to have women for girls and other women to look up to during their journey?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. When women and other girls have other women and girls to look up to, it helps them, motivates them to start their training. It becomes very inspiring for them. It accelerates a path for the next generation of fighters through inspiration. And that is what has happened at my club currently. Even I have a student named Asha. She started her Taekwondo journey at 60 years, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yay. Good for
So
her.
she came in and she's like, I'm 60 years old, but I'm here to learn how to defend myself.
Oh,
And it was just
beautiful.
amazing. She's been she's been training with us for 3 years now, and it has inspired other women to sign up as well because they look at her, they get inspired by her journey. Her journey has set the message that you don't, it's not about when you start, at what age you start. It's only the courage you need to begin. And
Uh,
so because of her journey, many women of, different ages have signed up because they look at her and they go like, that is very inspiring.
that's beautiful. I love that. What an amazing woman. Yeah, I love that.
She really is. You'd
Yeah.
love her. You'd absolutely love her. She's an amazing woman, very inspiring with her journey and very encouraging, never gives up. Right now she's in her 64, I believe, and she's just pushing through, kicking, punching, and then we've got more women coming in and they go like, I'm 40 years old, will I be able to do it? And then we just look over and Asha comes in and Asha goes like, I'm 64 years old and I'm doing it. You
Hey.
can definitely do it.
Oh, that's great. I love it. What would you say to other females that are just considering starting out?
I would say give it a shot. You really never know. Just come on in. Welcome to the club. Don't worry. Everyone kicks and punches weirdly at the first time. And for a few months, we
Absolutely.
all go weirdly. But you stick with it. And when you show up every day, you're building confidence and you're getting stronger. So just keep kicking and punching, quite literally and figuratively.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's great. Would you like to add anything else about anything?
I think I would like to, add about like women, encouraging more women to join. I think I would love to touch on maybe the mentality of how some women do really think that. So I've had this challenge a lot where I, talk about self-defense and tell people that, women especially and girls, you should learn how to defend yourself. And it's a very important thing to learn how to defend yourself. And I would get like some sort of answer back, but they would be like, oh, but my husband's there. Oh, but my brother is there. Oh, my father is there. I would just be like, they're not going to be there 24/7 with you. Do
Right.
something for yourself. So I think I would really appreciate if women and girls took that a little bit serious and, became a little bit more like aware, because ignorance is not a good thing. It's a very dangerous thing. That's just being ignorant if you're continuously saying that, I will always be surrounded by a male figure. You
Right.
won't be always be surrounded by a male figure. You might just walk down the road to go and get some groceries, and who knows, anything can happen. It's
Absolutely.
always better to be prepared, is something that is a message that I would love to get out to many women who would want to try and train or who have this, mentality that no, they don't need it.
Yeah. I have nothing to add to that because that was very nicely said. Yes. Right. I agree with you. Yes. Mhm. Well, hey, I wanted to thank you for coming on though today. I appreciate your time.
No,
All,
anytime.
yeah, all the way from East Africa. That's great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you again and your support for the ITF-USA Women's Committee. We appreciate it.
Thank you for this opportunity. I really do appreciate you, providing a platform where I'm able to even touch on this topic about women in ITF and how they train. I really appreciate it as well. And I do pray and believe that ITF USA Women's Committee will grow even further and it will inspire many women. I do believe in that.
Oh, thank you so much. That's fantastic. If you ever want to come back on and talk about anything at all, this is open platform. You can do whatever you'd like. That'd be fantastic.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.